Okay, so I originally had a very different vlog post, but as it turned out, it was a little too similar to my friend Bad Fat Panda, so I wanted to tweak it a little bit. Um, a lot of what I want to talk to and convey to people is like the difference between League of Legends and StarCraft, and I know everyone knows there's a difference in the game. It's not the same game, it's not the same game type, etc. But there's an element that transfers between both of them that I think is very important, and a lot of people have not been considering in recent events and discussions. Now, in StarCraft, it's really glorified the 1v1 section of it. You're playing alone. It's all on you, your shoulders, to bring victory to yourself and conquer the enemy, etc. And in League of Legends, no matter how good you are, you're still working on a team of 5 or even 3, but there's no solo play, period. Like, it's. It, for the League of Legends players, how many times have you played a game, and maybe you're BMing in all chat, who knows, but like, the person you've beat single handedly in the lane goes, 1-on-1 me, bring it on. 1v1 me. Come on, bro. And it's like, the element of that is really stupid. And I feel that a lot of those types of people are the StarCraft players. Because this is, by the way, no way to negatively speak on StarCraft players, because it's difficult to play 1v1. When you don't have a carry to fall back on, because you lost your lane, when it's all on you, you alone, playing in the StarCraft world, and you don't have that teammate, it's a much different scenario. But the reality is, if you're used to being the alpha dog, lone wolf. Sorry, I was trying to think of a good analogy there, but um, when you come into this team world that is League of Legends, it's a little more difficult to kind of transition into that. I feel a lot of people who are the Masters 2v2s with Platinum 1v1s, those are the people who play League of Legends really well and vice versa. You're not going to see a lot of League of Legends players come to StarCraft and jump immediately into 1v1s, much less do well while doing that. I think the team play element really gets left out a lot when these discussions of which game is better, this versus that. But again, I mean, it comes down to basics where you can't compare these games. If you're comparing now League of Legends to Dota 2 or Dota 2 to Han, etc., that's a much more stark and relative comparison. But when you're comparing StarCraft 2 to League of Legends, that's like comparing America to India. It just huge difference. You can't do that. But there are elements like, as I said, the teamwork thing I think is the biggest one that transitions over. The other part of it's the ego. Now, kind of hilariously, unchecked egos in StarCraft make players famous, to make them better. I mean, take a look at someone like Destiny, as recent events have shown. He is like one of the biggest personalities in StarCraft, and I think a lot of what he gets is controversy, is actually just his ego being pushed forward on people and others and this or that. But the reality is, it's a good, positive thing for a StarCraft player's career to have that ego. Whereas if you take League of Legends into account, you're that bottom laner, you're the AD carry, the ranged, and if you let your ego go all over the place, your team's not even going to want to support you for the team fights. There's been so many situations where I personally even have just given up. It's like, oh, we're clearly winning, but you're a huge jerk who's ruining the game. It's not fun, and etc. etc. Like, I don't care if we win or lose at this point. My drive's just gone out the window. So I mean, there's definitely things here and there, and I think a lot of the debate for League of Legends versus StarCraft is stupid in the first place. It shouldn't be there, um, just because of how different it is. But I mean, it is the hot topic, and I think when it comes down to a lot of the StarCraft, to break it down, the StarCraft players probably a little jealous of the coverage that League of Legends players get. Um, League of Legends though has a huge cult of personality attached to it, where StarCraft has a little bit of a less one. Like, yes, you're tuning in to watch like Morrow play, but you're not tuning in. Or sorry, I should rephrase that. You're not tuning in to watch just a great Terran player. You're tuning in to watch Beastie QD. You're not tuning in to watch a great Zerg player. You're tuning in to watch Idra. That stuff happens, sure, but on League of Legends, it's like you're not tuning in to watch the bottom carry. You're not tuning in to watch somebody play jungle. Maybe you are, but the reality is you're tuning in solely and specifically to watch Dyrus play, to watch Saint Vicious carry, stuff like that. And I think StarCraft community maybe it feels like from an outside perspective there might be a little bit of a jealousy portion of this because of like the amount of views that were recently brought in through Worlds Finals and stuff. I mean, oh my God, 900,000 concurrent viewers plus TV for those who didn't know. I mean, that's a StarCraft player's wet dream because a lot of these guys they stream every day. They've got 3,000 viewers. Compared to someone who's like Dyrus from League of Legends, they stream every day. He streams every day. He's got like 11,000 viewers. But I think a lot of that comes down to the fact of how they interact with the team, the personalities, and the way they play. You could be a great player in StarCraft. You could be a great player in League of Legends. You could have a great personality in StarCraft. You could have a great personality in League of Legends. I just realized I'm using the wrong hands, but it's not relevant. But the big thing that comes down to is like that team element again, which I think is one of the most important things. As well as the fact that it's like, you can have 30 players sign up for a StarCraft tournament, and that's like a big tournament. I'm using quotes here because like you have 30 teams sign up for a League of Legends tournament. That's 5 people per team, 2 backups, so I mean like 7 people per team type thing. It's it's just ridiculous how much bigger of a input there is. So of course they're gonna have a much larger output of it. Now I'm gonna have to agree with some points here people have made in the past. League of Legends I find is not as fun of a spectator sport. Some people love it, granted, and I give it to that. Um, I personally am not a fan of it. I would much rather watch StarCraft mindlessly all day than League of Legends mindlessly all day. But on the other hand of things, I'd much rather play League of Legends all day mindlessly than play StarCraft all day mindlessly. So it's kind of this weird toss up. But that's me because I delve in every single game out there. I definitely really like Dota 2, but unfortunately, because it's still in beta and because it's still growing, it's not the big scene thing at the moment that League of Legends and StarCraft is. But I don't know. Those are my thoughts on it. I would love to hear other people's comments or debate or talk or whatever. But I really think it's quite frankly just stupid the way people are blowing things out of proportion. Like congratulations, League of Legends. You've put literally probably 7 digits or 7 figures worth of money into just this season alone, if not more. What's Blizzard done? Not much. It's all the sponsors from the outside groups like Six Pool Gaming and etc. Zotac Cops, all these things. They're not sponsored by Blizzard. Riot is directly funding money into things where Blizzard isn't. And I think that's where that kind of next level comes. So it's nothing in our control, although everyone's opinion. I mean, if nobody watches StarCraft and everyone's fed up with it, obviously Blizzard's going to have to react. But I think a lot of the Caped Crusaders like Sheth and stuff, they're trying to do these great polls and get the community involved on StarCraft. Well, I think they are great things to do. It's not going to matter until money's involved, and that's kind of a sad reality. It's not even just esports; that's how it is all around. So I don't know. I'm just gonna leave it on that topic because I feel like I could rant about this all night, and I don't want to. So take care, everybody. Have a great week. I'll see you next time.